Welcome guys to this another math video. In today's video we'll be looking at simplifying algebraic fractions. Now all the questions that we'll be looking at in this video were taken from some of the most recent CSEC past papers. But before we get into those questions guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet done it. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we post new videos. Now let's get right into it. Now the first question that we'll be looking at in today's video was taken from the January 2015 Math Paper 2 exam, and it goes like this: express as a single fraction in its simplest form a divided by 5 plus 3a divided by 2. How do we actually simplify this fraction? Now to proceed with the addition here guys, we need both denominators to be the same. So what I'll do here, I'm going to use the 2 here, the denominator of this fraction, to multiply both the numerator and the denominator of the other fraction. And then I'm going to use this denominator to multiply both the numerator and the denominator of the other fraction. Now let's see what we'll end up with guys. So we have 2 times a, which is 2a, divided by 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 3a times 5 is 15a, divided by 2 times 5, which is 10. And all we did there, guys, was to just write an equivalent fraction for both fractions that allows both fractions to share the same denominator, right? Now that we have both fractions with the same denominator, we can now proceed by adding the numerator. So we have 2a plus 15a, that's 17a, divided by the common denominator, which is 10. And this is our answer. Now looking at the question that was given on the June 2015 paper, write as a single fraction as simple as possible 2k divided by 3 plus 2 minus k divided by 5. Now let's see how we can actually go about this one guys. Now to get some more space to work with, I'm just going to rewrite this fraction here. So not going to do anything as yet, just rewriting this fraction. So we have 2 minus k divided by 5. Same thing as we have here. Now unlike the previous question, one of the numerators consists of more than one term, and it always helps to keep them in bracket, right? So once we have a numerator or denominator which consists of more than one term, it helps to keep them in brackets, or parentheses as this thing is called. Now just like the previous question, we can use this denominator here to multiply both the numerator and denominator on this side, and then we can use this 3 here to multiply both the numerator and the denominator on this side. Now if you notice here, I didn't use a multiplication sign to separate the 3 and the bracket, because 3 on the outside of the bracket here simplifies that we are required to multiply 3 by everything that's in the bracket. So there's no need to put an additional multiplication symbol here. Now let's see what we'll have here. So it's 5 times 2k, which is 10k, divided by 5 times 3, that's 15, plus, and for this part guys, we can use the distributive law to expand the bracket. So it's 3 times 2, and then we'll have 3 times negative k. So it's 3 times 2, 6, minus 3 times k is 3k, divided by 3 times 5, 15. Now I'm going to continue on this side guys. So I'm left with 10k divided by 15 plus 6 minus 3k divided by 15. Now both fractions share the same denominator, so I can combine both fractions. So it's 10k. And what I'll do here, I'll just group like terms together, right? So both 10k and minus 3k are like terms. And when you're carrying something, you carry the sign that is in front of it. So it's minus 3k, right? Then I'll have this plus 6 here divided by the common denominator, which is 15. And then I can simplify this some more. So 10k minus 3k is 7k plus 6 divided by 15. And this will be our solution here. Now looking at the question that was given on the January 2016 paper, and it requires us to write as a single fraction as simple as possible x plus 1 divided by 2 plus 5 minus x divided by 5. So what I'll do here is to just rewrite this fraction here. So x plus 1 divided by 2 plus 5 minus x divided by 5. And again, guys, once we have a numerator or denominator consisting of more than one terms, it helps to keep those terms in bracket. So that's what I'll do here. And just like the previous examples, guys, I'm going to use this denominator here to multiply both the numerator and denominator on this side. And I'll now use this denominator here to multiply the numerator and denominator on this side. And again, guys, once we have 5 on the outside of the bracket here, this already symbolizes multiplication. So there is no need to put an multiplication sign here. Same with this 2 here on outside of this bracket. So let's see how we progress here. So what we can use here is the distributive law to expand the bracket. So it's 5 times x and 5 times positive 1. And let's see what will end up there. So it's 5 times x plus 5 times 1. That's 5 divided by 5 times 2, 10, plus, and again, I can use the distributive law here as well. So it's 2 times 5 and 2 times minus x. So it's 2 times 5, 10, minus, so I keep the minus sign there, 2 times x is 2x divided by 2 times 5 is 10, and I'll continue on this side. So what I'll do here, now because both fractions share the same denominator, which is 10, I'll combine both fractions. But I'll not only combine the fractions, but I'll also group like terms. So I'll have 5x here. And next up, I'll group it with minus 2x. And again, we have to take the sign that is in front of the term. So it's minus 2x. Then I have positive 5 here. And I'll group that with 10. And I divide all of this by the common denominator, which is 10. So let's see what we get here when we simplify this. So it's 5x minus 2x. That's 3x. 5 plus 10, that's 15. And we're dividing all of this by the denominator here, which is 10. So this is our answer here. Now looking at the question that was given on the January 2017 paper, and it requires us to write as a single fraction 2x plus 3 divided by 3 plus x minus 4 divided by 4. So all I do here initially, I'll just rewrite this question so I have a little bit more space to work with. X minus 4 divided by 4, right? Same thing as I have here. Now, as I often say, guys, throughout this video, once we have a numerator or denominator which consists of more than one term, it always helps to keep those terms in bracket. So that's what I'll do first. Next up, just like the previous question, I'll use this denominator here to multiply both the numerator and denominator on this side. Then I'll use this 3 here to multiply both the numerator and denominator on this side. And again, what we can do here is to use the distributive law to expand the bracket here. So I'll use 4 times 2x and 4 times 3. So 4 times 2x will give me 8x plus 4 times 3, that's 12, divided by 4 times 3, that's also 12, plus, and again I'll use the distributive law to expand this bracket here, so it's 3 times x and 3 times negative 4. So what I'll have here is 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times negative 4, which is negative 12. Another way how we could have looked at that is to keep the minus sign, and then we have 3 times 4, which is 12, divided by 3 times 4, which is 12. And I'm going to continue on this side. And as we are seeing here, we have common denominators. So I'll group like terms and combine both fractions. So I'll begin with 8x, and I'll group that with positive 3x. Then I have plus 12, and I'll group that with minus 12. And all of this will be divided by the common denominator, which is 12 here. And let's see how we progress from here. So 8x plus 3x, that's 11x. And 12 minus 12, that's 0. So we're left with nothing there. All we have here is the 11x divided by 12. And this would have been our answer here. Now looking at the question that was given on the June 2017 paper, and it requires us to write as a single fraction and simplify 5p plus 2 divided by 3 minus 3p minus 1 divided by 4. And again, I'll rewrite this fraction so I have a little bit more space to work with. So it's 5p plus 2 divided by 3 minus 3p minus 1 divided by 4. Now again, guys, once we have the numerator or denominator which consists of more than one term, we want to keep them in bracket. So this is what we're doing here. Just like the previous example, we use this denominator here to multiply both the numerator and denominator on this side. Then we'll use this denominator here to multiply both the numerator and denominator on this side. And just like the previous examples, we'll expand the brackets using the concept of the distributive law. And I'll have 4 times 5p and 4 times 2. So 4 times 5p, that's 20p, plus 4 times 2, that's 8, divided by 4 times 3, which is 12. Next up, I'll use the distributive law here again. So it's minus 3 times 3p and minus 3 times minus 1. Now it's key to note there, guys, that the sign in front of the 3 is very important. If it was a plus sign, it would have been a positive 3, but because it's a minus sign that is in front of the 3 here, it becomes a minus 3. So that's minus 3 times 3p, that's minus 9p, minus 3 times minus 1 will give us a positive 3. Negative times negative give us a positive result. 3 times 4 here is 12. And I'll continue on this side. And just like the previous examples, I'll group like terms and combine both fractions since both of them share a common denominator. So I'll have 20p, and I'll group that with minus 9p. And again, we keep the sign that is in front of the term. Then I'll have positive 8, and I'll group that with positive 3 here. divided by the common denominator, which is 12. Next up, we'll simplify the numerator here. So it's 9p from 20p, which will leave us with 11p, and 8 plus 3, that's 11, divided by 12, and this would have been our answer here. And now the final question that we'll be looking at in today's video was given on the January 2021 paper, and it goes like this. Show that x divided by 1 minus x minus 4x is equal to x times 4x minus 3 in bracket, all divided by 1 minus x. So let's see how we actually go about that. So we are proving that the left hand side here is equal to the right hand side. So we're starting off with the left hand side. So it's x divided by 1 minus x, and we have minus 4x here. Now 4x is the same thing as 4 divided by 1. So that's what I'll have here. So I'll just rewrite 4x as a fraction. Now recall, guys, what we want to do once we have a numerator or denominator which consists of more than one term, we want to keep that in brackets. So that's what I'll do here. And now, just like the previous examples, I'll use this denominator here to multiply both the top and the bottom on this side. Then I'll use this denominator here to multiply both the top and the bottom on this side. Now let's see what we'll end up with here. So we have 1 times x, which will leave us with x. 1 times anything will remain the thing. 1 times the bracket will remain 1 minus x. And now here we have minus 4x times the bracket here. So we can employ the distributive law again. So we'll have minus 4x times 1 and minus 4x times minus x. So minus 4x times 1 will leave us with minus 4x. Minus 4x times negative x will give us positive 4x squared, all divided by 1 times the bracket here will remain the bracket, which is 1 minus x. And what I'll do next is to combine both fractions here since they both share the same denominator of 1 minus x. So we'll have the like terms. They are already grouped together, so there's no need to group it any further. So it's x minus 4x plus 4x squared divided by the like denominator, or the common denominator, which is 1 minus x. And I'll now continue on this side. Now 1x minus 4x will give us minus 3x. And we still have this plus 4x squared here, all divided by 1 minus x, the denominator here. Now it's key to recall, guys, that this is what we're trying to work towards. Now what we could do next is to factor what is common out of both terms. So of course x is common, so we can factor out x, and we'll be left with minus 3 plus 4x divided by 1 minus x. Now this looks pretty similar. In fact, it's actually the same thing, right? The only difference is that they have the x term at the front and the constant comes after that. So we can rewrite this just like this here. So we'll have x in bracket. I'll bring the x term to the front, bring the 4x to the front, and then we'll have the minus 3 coming after. And we divide all of this by 1 minus x. So this is our answer right here. So by doing that, we would have demonstrated how the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this one. I hope you guys found this video very helpful. If so, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. leave us a comment on which topic would you like for us to look at next, right? Never know, that might be our next video. And if you love the content on the channel, guys, please share it with your fellow classmates so they too can also benefit from the content that we post on the Chris Maths Academy. I'm looking forward to see you guys in our next video. Until then, blessings and peace.